the road to recovery, a possible day of reckoning for Bank of America. It's all connected to an epidemic of hack attacks on unemployment debit cards that KPIX 5 first exposed last fall. Tonight, a federal judge says he is prepared to issue a preliminary injunction against the bank that would force it to unfreeze accounts and start paying victims back.
Now, meanwhile, lawmakers in Sacramento are pushing for some new laws to crack down on the fraud. KPIX 5's Kenny Choi has been on this story for several months now and is live in San Francisco tonight with all the new developments. Kenny?
Ken and Liz, the biggest problem with these Bank of America EDD debit cards is that they don't have security chips, which makes it that much easier for fraudsters to duplicate them and then to eventually siphon off cash from ATMs like the one behind me. For all those who have these cards and had money stolen from legitimate accounts, help can't come soon enough.
And it said their maximum withdrawal had been reached.
Robert Leonard has been out of work for months and was just robbed of all his unemployment funds that he and his therapy dog Albie desperately need to survive. Someone took $1,000 in cash out of his Bank of America EDD debit card account at an ATM far away from where he lives.
My card was copied. And how did they get a PIN number?
The San Francisco resident is the latest victim to contact KPIX 5 with what has become a sadly all too familiar story.
My heart dropped. I was scared. You know, I thought they were going to do it again.
Over the past 7 months, we have interviewed dozens of people whose unemployment debit cards were hacked.
How much have you lost?
$9,853.
Over $3,000.
Many told us their funds were stolen in cash from ATMs.
Pulled out $1,000, the next day $1,000, next day $1,000.
Others got big ticket charges from high-end stores.
It had been drained overnight, the day before rent was due.
And some accounts were literally hijacked.
They had removed my bank account info. They had put their routing information, their bank account.
But despite providing police reports and other evidence, all the victims got the same letter from the bank denying their claim.
The above listed claim has been closed. What? They're not going to do this? They're just writing me off for my money?
With no provisional credit, even though it's required by law.
That letter was dated the 20th. I didn't make the initial claim to the 19th. So nothing was investigated. Just the letter was generated as soon as I hung up the phone.
The final straw, they say, after the hacks, the bank froze their accounts.
Your whole account is frozen. Frozen, period. You can't get your own money.
Throughout the many months of covering this story, Bank of America denied our requests for interviews. In the bank's one and only appearance in Sacramento in January, lawmakers were stonewalled as well.
We continue to work at unfreezing legitimate claimants within that pool. Beyond that, I really have nothing to add.
I think that last comment is just a little bit disturbing and saying you have nothing to add when there's millions of people that are suffering each and every day.
But now a federal judge is stepping into the fray after reading affidavits from dozens of fraud victims. He has ordered Bank of America to meet with the plaintiffs to work out some immediate solutions.
The court issued a very strong order that the plaintiffs have shown a strong likelihood of success on the merits of their claims.
Brian Danitz represents Jennifer Yick, the lead plaintiff in a federal lawsuit against Bank of America.
So we're looking for relief that will require Bank of America to investigate claims of unauthorized transactions in good faith and provide provisional credit as required under federal law.
Meanwhile, back in Sacramento, the push is on to bypass B of A altogether. AB 74, sponsored by Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez, would require EDD to provide direct deposit.
When you're dealing with a third-party bank, you may get answers, you may not. It's not their priority to serve you. And so this just makes sense, and it makes more and more sense the further we get into this and we realize all the potential fraud and problems that have been created through the Bank of America debit card.
But cutting ties with Bank of America may not be as simple as it seems. That's because the current contract with B of A is a revenue-sharing agreement. That means EDD gives the bank the taxpayer funds to distribute, and the bank in return pays EDD for the privilege of handling the money, so it's profitable for both Bank of America and EDD. Back in March of 2020, before the start of the pandemic, EDD received $290,000 from Bank of America. In May, that shot up to 2.4 million, reaching a peak of 5.7 million for the month of September.
Gosh, actually, I didn't know those numbers. So, it's time to really review what we're doing.
Good boy.
Back in San Francisco, Robert Leonard and his sidekick Albie just want their $1,000 back. And after calling KPIX 5, they got it.
Son of a gun, I got a call this morning, so that's a good thing, and I thank KPIX Channel 5 News.
Once again, Bank of America turned down our request for an interview, but says that it is looking forward and welcomes the opportunity to meet with the plaintiff and the judge. That happens later this week. Ken and Liz?
Kenny, do we have any idea how many people have received refunds at this point?
Liz, we continue to ask Bank of America that question. When we first helped the victim who contacted KPIX 5 in the fall and got a refund, I asked the Bank of America how many people in the Bay Area and across the state have received refunds and credits. They never answered that. To this date, they refuse to share that information. But as these legal proceedings move forward, there is that chance that the bank will have to be forced into revealing some of those numbers. But so far, they've been very protective of that information. Liz?
All right, Kenny, thank you.